Hello, my name is Peter, and I go by the name Survivalist online. I started playing Age of Empires a long time ago when I was younger, but I was so busy losing to my grandma that I didn't even know a competitive scene existed until a few years ago. Before coming to Age, I played StarCraft 2 as Terran pretty much from when it was released. I stopped playing StarCraft after 4 years, just before Legacy of the Void was released. The game just kinda got stale for me. Since I played at a fairly high level, I didn't want to let my efforts go to waste. I think I saw the HD edition go on sale one time, and I thought I might as well give it a go. To my surprise, I already had a lot of game knowledge built up from when I was younger. Pair that with the RTS skills that I learned from StarCraft, and it was easy to get pretty high up on the ladder. Of course, this is the HD ladder we're talking about, so it doesn't really say much. I wasn't just playing 1v1 back then. Almost every night when I'd get home from work, I could find a 4v4 Nomad game that I could join. Back then I wasn't trying to compete, and I didn't stream. It was just to have a bit of fun after work. With the release of DE, followed by the global pandemic, I started to get a bit more serious since I had a ton of free time on my hands. I had worked in retail for the past 6 years, so I built up the skills required to keep an audience entertained, so I decided to give streaming a go. I knew that the Viper streamed on Mixer, so armed with about 7 years of RTS experience and 6 years dealing with customers, I made my debut as a Mixer streamer. 4 months later, Mixer died and I got Willowload over to Twitch. I didn't mention this yet, but I actually started making educational style Age of Empires content just before I started streaming. My first video titled How to Effectively Use Shift Queuing in Age of Empires 2 DE was released in January 2020, and I started streaming in February. It was also around this time that I used my JavaScript knowledge to build an app that tells you how many villagers you need on each resource to maintain unit production. Since then, both my Twitch and YouTube channels have been growing steadily as I've been balancing streaming with the creation of higher quality scripted content for YouTube. On stream, I mainly play 1v1s, but occasionally I'll go over replays of viewers and offer advice. During queues, I play classical music on my piano. If you want to see how you can play better, check out my YouTube channel. If you prefer live content where you can ask about specific things that are happening in game, you can join me on Twitch. And if you have any bedtime strategies that you've thought of and want to get some input on, I have a Discord with a very active community of very helpful people. My goal is to build a community that wants to improve at Age of Empires and also have fun while doing so. Thanks for your support so far, and I hope you'll join me on my quest to make Age of Empires 2 a fun experience for all.